Hello and welcome to the second part of the Lazarus database video tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the results of the query in a program and to do other types of queries. First I'm going to show you how you can use the records from a select query in your program. I made a simple loop in this program to run through the records, pick one of the resulting records and display it with show message. This is performed using the MySQL connection. Here it is. It's using a form key press event from the form. So when I press one of the keys on the keyboard, it's gonna run this procedure, and it's first gonna check if it's a number you pressed. So it's 0 to 9. Then it's gonna display the number of the key, and then the query is made active. The query is directed to the first record, and then in the loop it's going to do 1000 times the number you put in. So if you put in a 0, you get no. It's not gonna run through the to the query. If you do 1, it's gonna run through 1000 records. Then if we hit the bottom and we get this message, so we hit the bottom of the table, and otherwise it's gonna display the field value of the current record. So and you can do that by using this construction, the query component, field by name, the field name, and then dot a string. When your field is numeric, for example, you can use as number and you get a number returned, and you can also use as a string and then you get a string returned. And you've got some conversions for other types of fields like dates and booleans, so you can use as boolean or as date for that type of fields. And then we make the query false again. Okay, let's run this. It's compiling, successful. Okay, I've also made some nice colors on it. So when I press the number 0, you get a 48 key value, and it's going to go to the first record of the test app, and it's displaying this value. Now I'm gonna first. Now it's running through 1000 records, and then it's coming here at record 1001. Another little test 1002. Okay, number 2, 2001, 3, okay, 4. Okay, the table only contains 3001 records, so we're running at the bottom of the table. Okay, so far for this part of the program. So this is just the way to get the value from a field from the current record. Now we're going to do the other queries, like delete queries, insert and update queries. I'm first gonna show you this construction. This is timer. I'm going to start a timer, and then this panel gets red, and the then after it runs into the time, it's 10 seconds. Then it's gonna make this panel red, and finally it's going to make both panels dark red again. Okay, during that time I'm going to use the components to insert and update records. Here's the codes. First thing is this local procedure, launch query, that is to wrap up the queries, the execution of the query, including the start and commitment of a transaction. So it's gonna do a start transaction on the SQL transaction object, then it's gonna do a clear on the SQL text of this SQL query, and then it's gonna execute it's gonna add the new query text, and it's gonna execute it on this, and then it's gonna commit the transaction on this object. First thing I'm gonna do, when I push the button, I'm going to this is my stop boolean. I'm gonna delete all the records from the Firebird table, and with this query, delete from test tab, and it's just do a launch query of query 1 on query 1, transaction 1 with str SQL. That's this, delete from test tab. Next I'm going to do exactly the same on the MySQL components. So both tables are empty. Then I'm going to start this loop. This loop is looking for full stop, and within this loop it's looking for panel F. That's this panel. If it's red, it means it lights up. It's going to do this part of the loop. If it's dark, it's going, then this one is automatically lighted, and it's going to do this part of the loop. The loop itself is it's going to insert into the table records with a number and text, and the number is incremented all the time. So it's gonna run, it's gonna insert records, and then in this second part of the loop it's gonna do this first, and then it's gonna right away do that. It's gonna find back the previous record, it's int f-1, and it's gonna update it and set the text to another little text, and then the current number. So first it's gonna insert a record, then it's gonna find back the previous inserted record, and that is going to be updated in this one. Okay, and then it's gonna do that while panel F is red, and while it's not red, so panel M is red, it's gonna do this query. It's exactly the same, except that it's doing it for the MySQL components. Okay, let's run this. Start a test. So this is the number of loops Firebirds executed, 1700. This is the loop, the number of loops MySQL executed, 29, 39. Here are the tables themselves. You can see the number is correct. So MySQL has had much more records. Now I'm going to stop this. Okay. I'm going to change now from my current host to localhost. Localhost true. Okay, run it again. Compiling, linking, build, and showing. Start. Okay, so on my localhost, Firebird does 3524 and MySQL does 2070. So if you're executing your database on the same as your application, Firebird is much faster, and if you do it via the network, MySQL is much faster. That's a neat result of our test. Okay, okay, that wraps up this tutorial. Thank you for your attention.